flow. Go on, take off all them clothes. Girl, you know that I'ma throw up all this goddamn money in the sky. Girl, you mine. I'ma fund you for the month, all tonight. Yeah, that's right. Hey, woo. When you stripping, you got my song in rotation. I got rubber bands around with just pay your vacation. Girl, I'm on my way. I know you got bills to pay. Shawty, there's no need to play. Cause you know that I'ma throw that. I spread the wealth, I spread the wealth. Hey, look at all this money in the sky. I spread the wealth, I spread the wealth. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know that's the type of shit she like. From the way that she riding, she can get me excited. All the paper one-sided, got her dancing in private. Bad bitch at its toe, ayy. She in love with our throat. Watch it all fall from the sky. I ain't good to judge what you go through. Paying student loans from your old school. Got a couple bands in my hands, I'ma throw it all up just to show you. Never waste it. I'ma turn your nightly shift into a celebration. Where you dancing, that's some goddamn dedication, baby, yeah, yeah. Keep it real with you, I'm never faking, baby, yeah, yeah. I've been fucking with you all night, keep it going to the sunlight. She the type, take it low, ayy. She the type, take it slow, ayy. She the type to make 10 bands one night, then come home, ayy. I'm in love with the pole, ayy. She in love with the dope. Girl, I'm on my way. I know you got bills to pay. Shawty, there's no need to play. Cause you know that I'ma throw that. I spread the wealth, I spread the wealth. Hey, look at all this money in the sky. I spread the wealth, I spread the wealth. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know that's the type of shit she like. Girl, I'm on my way.
Sweet, let's get it. Let's get it. We should be good. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Sweet. Back on it. Little draw lower. That's what we're getting right now. Give me 1 second.
Fuck's sake, I think my brain could lately use a software update. I can't remember the last night I wasn't.
Okay, there we go.
I think my doctor meant a
Sweet.
different drug than what my friends do at clubs when they said they'll update.
Right? We drawing down lower, right? We've just stacked up that buy side liquidity. It looks like we're drawing towards this sell side liquidity first, right? Potentially, right? Which is that single low we've been eyeing since like September. Thought we're gonna purge it here multiple times, just building up some more sell side liquidity. But it's looking like we could draw towards there within, you know, next week, following week after that. Putting that low, especially with seasonality. This is actually lining up with the seasonality as well. If you go on equity clock and you go on the indices, right? The indexes. Let me see here. If you look at the S&P 500, right, going into end of February into March, there's usually that dip down, right? So, you know, I mean, this is lining up fairly close with this with the seasonality as well, right? So maybe that's the last of that sell side liquidity. We clear that, and then we'll be good to go for the buy side liquidity to get purged next. All right, so that's what we kind of eyeing, right? Those relative equal lows down here, looking pretty smooth. All right, so we'll see if we can, you know, we're building up potentially this little sibby here. I'll have to wait and see for the next candle, but right, potentially creating also this daily inefficiency here. Right, but we're just following some bearish order flow. You know, not too much to go off of, in my opinion. You know, seems like we're in a, yeah, kind of just like in the middle here, right? If we get some retracing back up, I mean, up into this upper portion of this 4-hour fair value gap, right? This SIBI here, right? We could potentially be looking for lower prices, but I mean, we're relatively low right now. We just purchased some buy side liquidity, so nothing stands out too much. Nothing to go off of too much. We have some relatively equal highs here, right? But no real short-term highs and lows, like definitive highs and lows on like the 15-minute, let's say. Alright, so it's looking like just kind of just sit on the hands and let price do its thing. Check out next week, see how the news is lining up for next week, and then kind of take it from there. Yeah, we got NFP going on next week. Quite a few red folders, so maybe it makes price a little bit more definitive, one-sided. Alright, also another ticker I want to check out real quick is the BTC chart. Alright, we're finally retracing back into some weekly inefficiencies here. Alright, really nice. Even tapped into this lower inefficiency on the weekly. Alright, which is looking good. This is right after we kind of purged those all-time highs, those previous all-time highs. Alright, returning back to those inefficiencies. So that's looking pretty solid. We'll see if this fair value gap doesn't get left open. Right, we have this potential SIBI that's forming here. Alright, we'll have to wait for the next weekly candle to form, but would anticipate that this does not get left open, right? Because we did purchase high here, short-term low here, displacement, right? But we're displacing to some inefficiencies, so I would expect either this candle to retract quite a bit to close this potential SIBI in, right? Or the next weekly candle is very strong and closes that SIBI in so it doesn't form. That's what I'm kind of looking at right there. Right, so we'll be watching to see some highs and lows get formed on the daily. Right, so we'll be watching that, but that's looking good. We'll also be looking for hourly shifts in market structure higher as well. But other than that, I mean, I like the fact that we're trading down into some weekly inefficiencies that we haven't revisited in a while. Right, after we've been consolidating here. Alright, good opportunities present themselves here. So we'll be paying attention to that. But nothing too much to go off with ES right now, honestly. Nothing too much. Clean up the chart a little bit here. Right. There are some relatively equal highs here, which is nice. We just purged previous day's low here, right? The sell side liquidity that was resting underneath that low right there. All right, but we haven't put any short-term highs and lows in quite yet on the lower time frames. We're just kind of hanging out. So we're also in that first AM macro right now as well, but nothing too crazy. Alright, so just have to be patient. Let price do its thing. I do like being a little bit more one-sided bias-wise. Once we, you know, draw towards those, we could work our way, like trade towards our draw on liquidity, which is those relatively equal lows. Right? We can have that weekly bias, right, and trade towards that. But if we look at the continuous chart of ES, I mean, how many down, like just within the last like 5+ years, how many, I mean, it's just overall bullish, you know, so the bias on like the higher time frame, once we do purge sell side liquidity, right, that long bias, I mean, it just dominates. So we'll wait for some of the sell side liquidity to get purged. Maybe we could trade our way towards it, right? That's our next like weekly draw on liquidity. Then after that, be looking for that long bias again, right? But it's gonna take some time, right? This is the weekly chart, so it's gonna take some time to play out, but that's kind of what I'm thinking on a more macro level. All right, plus I like the seasonality. We usually have like a little sell-off end of February, beginning of March. All right, so just be patient.
It's all in the timing. I had to get low. I had to get low. I had to get back. I had to report. I had to get facts. Cause you're just that. You share your truths with me. And I find them true. Amused. You in the booth with me. La 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 la. This one's for you. La 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 la. This one's for you. La 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 la. This one's for you. We got history, got me feeling the nostalgia when you look at me. Thinking about what could have happened or what could have been. Finally a face I know, ain't that a sight to see. Take my time, then take your clothes off one more time maybe. Acting like you don't recall it, ain't impressing me. Didn't come to see your friends, I know you came for me. Like your dress, but you fit better in my wrinkled tee. We moved on to newer things, but we got history. Put my feelings all aside, don't know what to make it right. Pictures popping on my mind, all these occasions, let's work it out with me. I don't think it hurts to give another try on it. Ain't nobody here know you like I do. Ask all your friends if they know about your size of shoes. How you like to cry when you laugh, when you off the booze. I moved on but I still remember a thing or two. I know you said give me a hug and I said give me a break. I wasn't trying my best, all the mistakes that I made, I'm learning that it ain't the right move. Learn from my mistakes, ain't that what the adults do? We got history, got me feeling the nostalgia when you look at me. Thinking about what could have happened or what could have
Bet you got nobody around to make your day better. Sun brighter, don't got too much time, so girl, let's fun. Now and talk later. Put your pride aside and let me in. You know I got better sins. You so good at self-control, but maybe now it's time for change. I've been alone for so long, got the one, didn't realize good ones exist in the world till I lost one. Eye for an eye makes the whole world go blind. Things I would get to feel your lips for the last time. Go and hang with your friends, I put this bullshit to end. Now we on your parade and I just wish you the best. I think it's time for me to bounce soon. I just wish I had someone to say I'm home to. We got history, got me feeling the nostalgia when you look at me. Thinking about what could've happened or what could've been. Finally your face, I know ain't that a sight to see. Take my time to take your clothes off one more time maybe. Acting like you don't recall it ain't impressing me. Didn't come to see your friends, I know you came for me. Like your dress but you fit better in my wrinkled tee. We moved on to newer things but we got history.
Fuck you and you and you. I hate your friends and they hate me too. I'm through, I'm through, I'm through. This that hot girl bummer anthem, turn it up and throw a tantrum. This that hot girl bummer anthem, turn it up and throw a tantrum. This that throw up in your Birkin bag, hook up with someone random. This that social awkward suicide, that buy your lips and buy your likes. I swear she had a man, but shit hit different when it's Thursday night. That college dropout music, everyday like that. She be too thick and my friends are all annoying, but we go dumb, yeah, we go stupid. This the 10K on the table just so we can be secluded. And the vodka came diluted. One more line, I'm superhuman. Fuck you and you and you. I hate your friends and they hate me too. I'm through, I'm through, I'm through. This that hot girl bummer anthem, turn it up and throw a tantrum. Fuck you and you and you. I hate your friends and they hate me too. Fuck you and you and you. This that hot girl bummer anthem, turn it up and throw a tantrum. This that hot girl bummer two-step, they can't box me in, I'm too left. This that drip is more like oceans, they can't fit me in a Trojan. Out of pocket, but I'm always in my bag, yeah, that's the slogan. This that who's all there, I'm pulling up with an emo chick that's broken. This that college dropout music, everyday like that. She be too thick and my friends are all annoying, but we go dumb, yeah, we go stupid. This the 10K on the table just so we can be secluded. And the vodka came diluted. One more line, I'm superhuman. Fuck you and you and you. I hate your friends and they hate me too. I'm through, I'm through, I'm through. This that hot girl bummer anthem, turn it up and throw a tantrum. Fuck you and you and you. I hate your friends and they hate me too. Fuck you and you and you. This that hot girl bummer anthem, turn it up and throw a tantrum. This the college dropout music, everyday like that. She be too thick and my friends are all annoying, but we go dumb, yeah, we go stupid. This the college dropout music, everyday like that. She be too thick and my friends are all annoying, but we go dumb, yeah, we go stupid, we go stupid, we go stupid, we go.
And you want me to change? Fuck you!
Fuck you and you and you. I hate your friends and they hate me too. I'm through, I'm through, I'm through. This that hot girl bummer anthem, turn it up and throw a tantrum. Fuck you and you and you. I hate your friends and they hate me too.
Still inside that first AM macro, but not too much going on. Right? We're just consolidating still inside the same area. I mean, that's not looking the prettiest, like, you know, so it's probably just a little capital preservation kind of day. I feel like that's kind of how past couple weeks have been, you know, as we're wrapping up the last day of February. Right, ending the month pretty flat. Right, pretty flat. Some good capital preservation on my end. Right, and yeah, I mean, keeping it pretty simple. Waiting for a little bit more clean price action. But other than that, not too much going on. Right, so I'm not trying to drag out anything, but we'll give it a few more minutes here. We'll see how things are lining up. But that is pretty much a wrap for the month of February. We'll be watching this 15-minute candle close here. How it's going to close above these short-term highs, right, or below. Potentially creating a 15-minute busy, right, after sweeping previous day's low. That's the only thing that I'm kind of watching. Right, other than that, though, I would just kind of let price do its thing.
I just seen you on the gram, I'm glad you doing well. You still look cute as hell, but that don't mean I want you back.
can't look stupid now. 22, I got my mind right. I learned girls like you ain't my type. I had to let you go to see the real you. That shit, it opened up my eyesight, yeah. Spreading lies about me to like all of your friends. See you roll your eyes when I would mention the bench. You told me get a backup plan and watch what I spent. Now you living with your parents, got them paying your rent. I tried to get you hip and get you motivated, but you ain't got no passion, you just smoking lately. Every single day, all you wanna do is lay. Girl, there's nothing left to say. I'm just glad we parted ways. Yeah, I'm glad we parted ways. I just seen you on the gram, I'm glad you doing well. You still look cute as hell, but that don't mean I want you back. Nah, I ain't foolish now. I can't look stupid now. Parted ways, yeah, we parted ways. Yeah, we parted ways, yeah, we parted ways. Yeah, we parted ways.
Yeah, we parted ways. What a season. I'm not searching for love for no reason. Yeah, just for it to go to waste. I would rather drown a rabbit bag around my face. Ay, keep my mind straight. No phone on vibrate. Annihilate any bullshit thrown up in my way. I remember when we used to chill at my place. Thought you were the one, now I'm looking at you sideways. Goddamn, man, it's funny how things change. Back then I would've bought you a wedding ring. Now it just seems strange, but I still feel the pain.
I just seen you on the gram, I'm glad you doing well. You still look cute as hell, but that don't mean I want you back. Nah, I ain't foolish now. I can't look stupid now. Parted ways, yeah, we parted ways. Yeah, we parted ways, yeah, we parted ways. Yeah, we parted ways.
All right, so we got the closure above that low short-term high. We'll see if this busy stays open here. All right, from this last 15-minute candle. All right, we'll see if we can leave that open or if we fully close it in. All right, but other than that, not looking at too much.
New day, new mindset, let's get going. Do what you love, live life, explore it. The best times will always be right now. Live for today, tomorrow.
All right, so we completely closed in that 15-minute busy right here. So that is pretty much it for me. We'll wrap this one up, wrapping up the month. All right, pretty solid. All right, so let's see what March has to present. All right, then we'll kind of just take it from there. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, and I will catch you guys on Monday. Peace out.